Hi everyone, I hope you are doing great today. Thanks for stopping by. If you're new here, my name is Lita, and on my channel I like to talk about all things related to journals, sketchbooks, and stationery. So today what I'm going to do is actually a little do-it-yourself project where I'm going to be showing you a little prototype that I am working on for a pen roll. My inspiration is basically these fountain pens that I need something to hold them, but also I've always kind of been curious a little bit about getting a pen roll for holding, whether it's paint brushes and markers and other things for when I travel, or just to hold and house these basically. So also I had been watching Adventure Denali, which is a YouTube channel here on Facebook, and she had made a little pen pouch from leather, and it kind of inspired me to get off my butt and start doing this already. So if I can find her video, I'll link it down below, and also I will link down below Goulet Pens, which has a pen roll that is, I think, from a company called Rickshaw. It costs about $50, and so I thought, you know what, let me just try to make one myself first, because I have a lot of fabric and I have a sewing machine and I could probably do this. So if doing sewing or little do-it-yourself projects is not your thing, then hey, still stick around. You could go to one of my other videos. I'll put one up here that's for like a plan with me. Maybe that is more your speed. I have lots of other videos, but for today, we're going to be doing this pen roll project. So let's get into it, and I will talk about what some of the things are that we need as far as supplies. Here's my self-cutting mat. That is helpful to have one, and I have a see-through type ruler here that I use for measuring and to help me cut straight lines. I do have the rotary blade, but you could always just use a scissor. I really feel like for this project it's better if you're a type of person that has a sewing machine, because I think hand sewing this would be not much fun. No. So that is, I mean, you'll need thread, and obviously, like I said, in the sewing machine, you'll need some fabric and you'll need some binding. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this book aside, and my colors right now, this is my Chic Sparrow, my A5 Chamomile from the Tea House collection. You can see it's kind of like a nice dark yellow, and I have this little sunshine colored book cozy, cover cozy that I knitted. I'll link that as well below if you'd like to knit yourself a little cozy cover. But as for what you need for making a cover, a pen roll. So I picked out, I have some yellow fabric that is, I'd say this is felt. And then I had some decorative fabric that was a peacock, and I really love that type of teal, and I feel like the yellow goes good with what I'm kind of using right now for my journal and for my book, my journal cover. So you'll need 6 pieces of fabric, an inside and an outside. I chose the pattern to be on the outside. It's a thin cotton, and then this yellow felt to be for on the inside. So you'll see this is kind of what it'll look like. And the large piece, that there's 2 of them, is 6.5 by 13. This is where the pens will end up going in here. I have at 5.5 by 8, and then this is the cover flap, and this is at 4 by 8. So I'm going to end up sewing up one of these, and these measurements may change, but this is where I'm starting at. This I have not sewn together, and I've left it this way. This is when I cut all of this, I actually cut 2 pieces of everything intentionally, because I figured this will be my pattern, and based on what happens with the first one that I have, then I'll adjust the sizes and measurements for this. So at the very end, if things changed a lot, then I will show you. But I already started with my, I'll call it my prototype. I discovered along the way already some little mistakes, because I'm just, your average person, your average girl next door sewing. I'm not like great at this. If you can do a straight line, you can do this, okay? So I took the 2, the 5.5 by 8 pieces, And what I wish I had done is taken these 3 pieces together and sewn this line here, because this is where the pens are going to go inside, is like that, right? So I wished that I had sewn the yellow and the other yellow and the cotton, these 3 together. Now what I'm going to end up having to do is sew another line again onto this. I'm going to have to do it. So what I would say, once you have your 6 pieces cut, I would say the next thing is to get your binding and to go ahead and pin it onto the edge of both your top and your bottom flap that's on the interior. Okay, so once you've sewn that on, then I would say the second step would be to do what I'm going to go and leave you now, and I'm going to go do it, is to sew this bottom flap to here, to this interior, what is that, 13 by 6.5 piece, this one. So I'm going to go do that, and then I will take a picture of it, and after I sew that to that, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all 3 of these pieces, I'm going to pin these 2, and I'm going to put the binding all the way around. So I'll be back in a minute and we'll see how that went. Okay, so I'm back from the sewing machine real quick, and I wanted to show you what I did. Now, let me show you what I did. So I separated the 2 large pieces, and what I did was I took, let's call this the large piece A, this one B, and this one C. So I took B, and what I was saying to you before is what I would have done first is I would have sewn the binding on B, the 2 pieces, the felt and the decorative fabric, and I would have connected it to the interior like this. Okay, I had done that without it. I'd already done it once, so basically I sewed over it again, but this time connecting it. So now I'm going to go back again to the machine, and this time what I'm going to do is I have this one, the large flap. I think I said this was B. I'm gonna put that down on top of A, and then I will put C down on top of B, and I will take this binding and I will go all around, all 4 sides, and we'll see you back in a minute with that done. Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm back with my finished project, and you can see it came out pretty good. I struggled in the last corner. I'm not great at sewing, so no, my edges are not perfect, and this is the first time I've ever made something, but I hope it inspires you that to maybe perhaps try to make your own. So let's go ahead and open this up and see how the pens fit inside. These are my 2 Noodler's Creepers. They're pretty small. I would say they're petite pens. They're also relatively inexpensive, like $16 a piece. This is my Ahab, and the Ahab is just, it's a whale of a pen. It's really, I love it because it holds a large amount of ink. Right now it's empty. I'm going to refill it. I had a leak issue with it earlier, and so I'm going to refill it. I'm going to clean it and heat set the nib and put it back together with some Apache Sunset. And these are my 2 TWSBI minis, and you can see everything fits fine. There's more than enough room, so I think I definitely could have either narrowed the space of the seams. I think I did like 2 inches and 2 inches. I could probably do an inch. I could try 1.5 inches next time, but or I could even maybe get it down to 1 inch, but like I said, this is the first one I'm making, so this is all just trial and error. So definitely I could also, instead of, I think this was the measurement, what was this, 5.5 by 8, I could make it 6 maybe, or 6.5. I think 6. I could make it 6 or 6.5, and that would give me even more space to possibly, I think I could make this into a 6 pen roll. So this is one type. I may do, if you enjoyed this, please let me know. Write it down in the comments below if you're interested in making things like this for yourself. This, I believe, costs like, of course, it's not the quality of Rickshaw that you can buy on Goulet Pens, but it basically would cost you $40 to $50 to buy something like this on your own. The one thing that this is missing, which I will do at a later date, is I only had eyelets. I didn't have grommets. And the difference between the two, I have the tool to install, but I don't want to use an eyelet because once you punch the hole in here, the eyelet on the inside, the raw edges that curve over stay showing. They're exposed. Whereas a grommet has two finished sides, so it'll be nice and smooth in here and I won't have to worry about it scratching or catching on anything. It just looks more polished. So, I mean, this is obviously very raw and rustic, but, you know, it's only a few cents and I don't mind waiting and going to Joann Fabrics. In the meantime, I can roll up my little pen roll and I can just use a hair binder, very low tech, and hold it together if I want to go and throw this in my purse. I keep finding little tiny threads. So I'm pretty happy with that. I was pretty pleased with myself with how the peacock, I lined up the pattern. Go me. So there it is. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more little do-it-yourself type projects like this related to journal type things, let me know. I do have some other little do-it-yourself projects, and also I think I'm gonna do some more paper crafting soon. But yeah, I think that is it for today, and let me know what you think. Other than that, I just want to wish everyone well, wherever this meets you at, if it is morning, noon, or night. Take care, everyone. Bye.